The stars had never seemed so cold. Captain Elena Vasquez stood on the bridge of the UES Meridian, watching the ice rings of Titan 7 shimmer in the distance. Her crew of 47 souls had been on a routine survey mission, charting mineral deposits, analyzing atmospheric compositions, documenting another forgettable rock in humanity's ever-expanding catalog of colonized space. Nothing about this mission suggested it would be remembered for centuries to come. "Captain, we're picking up something strange," Lieutenant Chen called from the sensor station, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. Multiple signatures emerging from the dark side of the moon. Elena's jaw tightened. They were 3 weeks from the nearest military outpost, 6 months from Earth. The Meridian was a science vessel, lightly armed, designed for discovery, not combat. "Configuration?" she asked, keeping her voice steady. "Unknown, ma'am. The profiles don't match any registered human or AI vessels in the database." The bridge fell silent. For 200 years, humanity had spread across the stars, alone. Every probe, every deep space telescope, every listening post had found nothing but empty worlds and silent galaxies. The question of whether humanity was truly alone had been answered with a resounding, disappointing yes. Until now. "Battle stations," Elena ordered, her heart pounding. "And get me a direct line to." The ship lurched violently. Alarms shrieked as red emergency lights bathed the bridge in crimson. Elena grabbed the railing to steady herself as another impact shook the Meridian like a toy in a child's fist. "Shields at 60%. Chen shouted. "They're firing some kind of plasma weapon unlike anything we've ever seen." Through the viewport, Elena saw them. 7 vessels, sleek and angular, colored like oil slicks shifting between purple and black, their surfaces seeming to absorb light itself. They moved with predatory grace, circling the Meridian like sharks around wounded prey. "Return fire. All available weapons." Elena commanded. The Meridian's meager defense turrets spat railgun rounds and laser fire. A few shots connected, splashing harmlessly against energy shields that shimmered and reformed instantly. The alien vessels didn't even slow down. "Captain, we can't," the communications officer's words were cut short as another blast tore through the starboard hull. The ship groaned, metal screaming as atmosphere vented into space. Automated bulkheads slammed shut, sealing off the damaged sections, but Elena knew they were buying minutes at best. "Broadcast everything," she said quietly, her eyes fixed on the alien vessels. "Every sensor reading, every visual, every piece of data we have. Quantum burst transmission. Make sure Earth knows what happened here." Lieutenant Chen looked at her, understanding dawning in his eyes. "Yes, ma'am." The Meridian shuddered again. Shields were failing. Hull breaches on 3 decks. Admiral James Okonkwo, chosen to lead humanity's first interstellar military fleet, stood before the newly commissioned war vessels arrayed in Earth orbit. 3,000 ships, each one bearing the names of those lost on the Meridian. The flagship, the largest dreadnought ever constructed, bore a name that would strike fear across the galaxy in years to come: UES Vasquez's Wrath. "They wanted to know what humans are made of," Okonkwo said to his officers, his voice transmitted across the fleet. "They thought we were easy prey. Soft. Unprepared." He paused, looking at the faces of the men and women who would carry humanity's answer across the stars. They were right. We were unprepared. We were soft. We were dreamers who thought the universe would embrace us with open arms. His expression hardened. "They made us into something else. Something they will learn to fear. And when we find them, when we stand before whatever empire sent those ships to murder Captain Vasquez and her crew, we will teach them the most important lesson about humanity." The fleet hummed with barely contained power, thousands of fusion drives ready to ignite. "We are the descendants of survivors. We crawled out of caves and conquered a planet that tried to kill us every single day. We split the atom and reached for the stars. We do not give up. We do not forgive. And we do not forget." Admiral Okonkwo's hand hovered over the command console. "They ambushed us in the dark, thinking we would simply disappear. Instead, they awoke something that had been sleeping in humanity's soul since we first learned to make fire and sharpen stones. They didn't start a war. The drives ignited, turning the space around Earth into a galaxy of man-made stars. They started their own extinction. The fleet jumped to hyperspace, carrying humanity's wrath across the infinite dark, toward an enemy that had made the fatal mistake of underestimating what humans become when you threaten their children's future among the stars. Behind them, Earth's forges burned brighter still, building more ships, more weapons, more instruments of vengeance. The ambush at Titan 7 had ended the age of human innocence in the cosmos. The age of human fury had just begun.